All right, all right. The run continues. We are live. Day 48. Getting to the point where we're doing some of the big boy stuff. Some of the bigger camps, some of the bigger fights, etc., etc. Let's see, so last I left off, I spent a bunch of money, got a handgun, which I do enjoy, and also got a big bonk, a two-handed flanged mace, which should enable Icy Cave. I think this guy, now that he's got a better weapon, is in a much better place to be able to do so. And so, I think we shall. So Icy Cave we did find. It was just kind of in plain sight in a pretty, pretty much found it right away, which is really nice. Sometimes it can take some digging, and sometimes it's like in the forest where it's just not gonna happen. But we were lucky, and I found it. So, I also want to work on this ambition, and it looks like most of the goblin stuff is to the north. So my thought is, I'm gonna head north. I might sweep through some of this desert here to look for some spicy nomads. We've got a necro savant camp. Were there any nets for sale? No, I've got a couple. If I feel like I have enough nets, I could take on the necro savants. We do have some heavy armor, which is helpful against necro savants, for sure. But we've mostly just got a bunch of big old bonks. Not doing my spear builds as per normal, because I told folks I wouldn't, so I guess I won't. The other thing I could do, I guess maybe I should talk about this, talk through it, is I could try to get more handguns by fighting this southern army. I don't mind doing that. That would be pretty helpful, I think, to get them on these other builds, who I think their final perks are going to be crossbow mastery, bags and belts. That's it. That'll be the full build. Neither Colossus nor 9 lives, but a decent chunk of hit points on both, and I don't expect them to engage in melee very often. And they've got decent enough melee skill that they can probably make short work of whoever attacks them. So maybe that's a good idea. Hello, Toa Kev. How's it going? So yeah, let's raid that southern faction. I think I took out one of their caravans, so yeah, there's really no chance that they will change their minds about me. I locked myself out from the arena, but honestly, that's not that big a deal. The stat buffs are nice, especially on the banner, but you don't have to do the arena. It's totally okay. Totally okay not to. So if I'm gonna raid that other southern city-state, I might see what's going on in Hikmah and possibly get a couple fire pots. I don't really like either of those contracts. And boy, so many events with fewer items for sale, I almost don't even want to wait. I also could check out this city of tents that I've this nomad city that I've walked past several times, and each time it's like a little bit out of range. I mean, twice. Feels like several times. I could go do that. Let's raid this southern city-state first. There will be potentially better loot, stuff I can sell in Hikmah. So I kind of like that. Okay, a super easy nomad fight might be good just to keep mood high, because I've got a few bros that are falling into just good spirits, and I want to keep them eager. So this should be basically free, so we'll take this to keep the mood high. This will be our first time taking the handgun out for a spin. They're pretty good. Just head right off. Let's get in melee contact with that guy. I do like to. We'll see if that ends up happening in this run. I'm gonna try to get more. So, given that I'm going for it right now, I guess there's no honest answer other than apparently yes. I do like more than one gunner. I really do. Gunners are just really strong, but I'm not actually all that sure how well they'll perform without the sort of spear setup that I normally play with. So it might not be quite as effective. I'm sure it'll still be good. There's just lots of situations where they're good. So, 0 damage taken, which is what I wanted to make sure happened in that fight. Oh yeah, they're great fun. They're not only powerful, but I think they're very fun. They're very satisfying to use. They really are. All right, let's see. Ooh, footprints over here. Gilded soldiers, that's what we're looking for. Okay. Oh, this is perfect. Many conscripts and a few gunners. This is the kind of fight we're looking for. We're not ready to take on like the huge southern armies. I think that's outside the team's capabilities at the moment, but like these smaller ones are definitely gonna be awesome for us. So this is like honestly perfect. Okay, they're sort of splitting on either side, which might be good because can possibly sneak our Catals through right to the gunners. Let's see what we see. Okay, there's the polearm ones. Hmm. I'm a little reluctant to send the Catal Bros all the way there. I'm even reluctant to put him here, even though I think it'll be safe. Yeah, I think it will be. Because I'm gonna have to bring this guy in to cover his backside. So. Kind of similar deal here. Okay. So we got a shot that'll hit 6. We'll get much better than that, even though we didn't do much. It's the thought that counts. Let's bring this guy over and shoot these pole arms. I think that matters the most. This guy doesn't really have a good shot at all. Maybe I'll bring him up here. Okay. Hit that guy in the head, which is excellent. Their sword lances are going to get some really good attacks on us, which is not ideal. This guy's pretty defensive. I can probably safely put him in this hex. We'll force this guy to jump through. No stun. Okay, there's one death blow setup. And hopefully that dog doesn't just die and give them a morale boost. Let's see, I feel like I should take out the conscripts. At least as quickly as I can. The conscripts with the sword lances and pole maces, that is. Yeah, gunners are very powerful. Just being able to hit that many enemies is really good. There's some quirks to figuring out like exactly where their shots go. That can be a bit tricky to figure out at first. Moving that guy to safety. Smart, annoying. Nice, the handgun dropped. You love to see it. Well, this fight has actually gone really well. That was, it's just about over, and that was pretty clean. Get him, Catal's. Rip right through. Beautiful. Nice. Okay. They are all fleeing. So now I just loot that body. Yeah, that was very little damage taken. Got one handgun and its accompanying powder bag. Let's see if we can get another. Now, unfortunately, I don't have crossbow and firearm mastery on my other two throwers, so I'm gonna need to take that next level. So the the handgun is just gonna sit on one of my kind of mules here that are just keeping it from being lost by a drunkard, because that would be sad. Catal bro leveled up. So I could circle back. What are the perks I want? Perks I still want. Colossus, Pathfinder, Gifted. I think that's basically it. If I wanted him to be the one fighting the Barbarian Madman, I could grab Overwhelm, but I think I've got another bro in mind for that. Overwhelm in a lot of fights is ironic to its name, underwhelming, but it is good in some. Madman would be a good example. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna get Colossus. I think let's just keep this guy alive and safe, because he's good. Let's keep him nice and fast. Let's see what other southern armies are here. Got some gilded soldiers that pass through here. Let's see. 2nd Regiment of Tahal. Okay, this is basically the same fight, only a little bit bigger. We didn't take much damage, so basically just entering the same fight. You can swap out the armor piece on the banner tank. Okay, so similar fight to last, only just a little bit bigger. I do like the special music that plays when you're fighting the southern armies. It's kind of fun. Doesn't look that scary when you're fighting against some gunners. Yeah, they're in the hands of the AI, they're not that scary. I agree with this. In the hands of a player, they're excellent though. I'm not doing a very good job of hitting them. There we go. Alright, set up some death blowage to take him right out. Wow, that was an unexpected shot he took just to hit that guy in the very bottom of it. Not a good target. That's what I'm saying. Like, a human player would never be like, all right, I'm gonna take a max range attack against one single enemy that's holding a shield. So the AI doesn't make the gunners look good. But they are good. They really are. And they're good when they're part of a holistic strategy too. There's a certain amount of like moving your bros in ways that you're preparing for the handgun's next turn that is not too dissimilar from what you do with Catals or other sort of setup that you need to do. And some of it's a little bit subtle, and I try to call out when I'm doing it, but a lot of it is subconscious, like I'm not thinking about it when I'm doing it. Do I bring this guy forward just to do 2 regular attacks against this hurt conscript? I think I might. Okay. This guy I'll wait for. I also do really like pairing the handgun with throwing mastery and throwing weapons and stuff, because it is nice to be able to move 1 hex, shoot the handgun, weapon swap to some jabs, and toss those. It's quite good. So close to dead. Wow. Killed by his own ally. Oh, I left that hex open thinking this guy would have enough movement. He doesn't. Yeah, there are. The perk crossbow and firearm mastery. I had never played the game like long ago before the handguns existed, but they just sort of added on handgun stuff to this. If you don't take this perk, they're almost unusable because it requires a full turn, like 9 action points to reload, which is just like unreasonable. Okay, that hurt. But other than that, you know, it's not too dissimilar from just like any other skill where you just need to boost the attribute that uses it, melee attack or ranged attack. Ranged attack in this particular instance. this fight has gone well overall. Should get hopefully a couple more guns from these enemies. We took more damage, which was not too unexpected because there were more enemies. More enemies, more damage. Nothing too surprising there. Okay. So yeah, one of our Catal bros got smoked real bad, as well as one of our TBD listed bros, and we got powder bag and a handgun. Nice. So I got the 3 handguns that I was hoping for. Got some sword lances there too, which I do have this polearm bro, and I kind of like using sword lances actually. I controversially have a fairly opinion of them. People either love them or hate them. I think they're fine. I think you don't want too many of them because they're good against some enemies and they're terrible against others. Just like any weapon in this game. And that's okay. Some people build them almost like they're a living meme, where they'll build them even when it doesn't make sense. They see a bro with huge and they think, I should give them a sword lance. Why? You don't have to do that. Okay, so that's what I wanted out of him. So I'm glad I made that little, you know, change of path. Okay, so now here there's a choice. I'm definitely taking hit points because this guy still just needs more hit points. Short-sighted. And ones in melee attack on this bro for this build are skippable. If I took fatigue, it would give him just a little bit more breathing room for other armors in the future, for like a heavier helmet. So I think I do want to do that. Oh, whoa. I was listening to the FDL soundtrack last. Okay. And what perk do I want to give this guy? It could just be Battleforge. It could be Colossus. I think he's got a decent enough hit point pool. Let's give him Colossus, help prevent injuries. We'll get him Forge next level, probably. This initiative build has leveled up. I think we'll take a +4. So I'm gonna take Relentless. I'm pretty sure. I like Relentless on a bro with a gun. Not too unlike Catal's in that you can get to where you need to be for the start of the next round. And the one big difference is while the Catal tries to finish off one enemy, and so there's really no point to overwhelm, the gun is just sort of spreading damage in a wide area. So I think overwhelm on a initiative build for a gunner is actually quite good. Okay, well I got what I wanted out of there. I could head back to Hikma to sell stuff. Is there any other reason for me to go back here? Maybe not. other than checking out this stupid sea of tents that I've been ignoring. I could head up to Drygrafen to sell, because I have this equipment I want to sell before I make any other moves. Yeah, I'll do that. Also gives me an opportunity to fix up some of the armors and let the bros heal up, use some medical supplies. Some briggies here. Ah, yes. I can craft stuff. Can also buy a Saleh. I'm a little low on funds. Hunt down what terrorizes. Kill marauding greenskrins on the dock. Nah, we're not gonna do that. But I think I will craft some stuff. The bone armor plating is just a wildly good attachment that we're gonna put on lots of stuff. I could put it on a linothorax and pair it with a kettle hat for one of my backliners. It's probably better than the one with the direwolf belt attachment, so why don't I do that? It'll be just a little bit safer here for this guy. Can do something similar here. But he might want hyena pelt, since this bro is going to be an initiative build and the other two aren't. Probably hold off. I'll probably keep this bone plating for something else. Now I have another, batch of thick white furs where I could make unhold fur cloak. I am going to be fighting some goblins here soon. That is my plan. It's the current ambition. And so hyena fur cloak is very nice against goblins. I do have a basic mail shirt with that attachment already to get my banner that I'll put right in front of my ranged bros to make him an arrow magnet. Hello, hello, Blackfire. Guten Morgen, or afternoon. So given that I think I've got one pretty good arrow magnet set up, I don't think I need to take or craft another unhold fur cloak. I think I might save these thick white furs, and if I get a fight with some direwolves, I can make additional fur padding, which is a nice attachment for forge bros. Slightly overrated, but still good. Reinforced throwing nets. Can just make the one. Sure. Could also make another doggy armor. The only other use for the unhold hide for me, I think, at this point is basically just the lindworm scale cloak, which I might make eventually. But I think it's fine at the moment to make heavy war dog armor. We'll just need a doge to put it on. And I think I move on. I'm gonna head back up to Drygrafen to sell stuff. Oh, do I want to buy tools here, actually? Okay, yes I do. Yes I do. We'll chase down these easy briggies. Get some experience and stuff. And who knows, the brigand leader could have something on that we want. He kinda does. Could use that armor. This guy's a little bit hurt. Blackfire, your avatar in this game is still alive and kicking, doing very well. Got you a big old bonk, and we're going to be fighting the barbarian madman relatively soon. And I plan on making that big bonk the bane of the madman. Let's see, I plan on daggering that guy down because I want that armor. Get me in there. Good. I like that. I like that fighting spirit. That's what I want to hear. Get in here and do some puncturing. It's a very brave Briggy leader. Not fleeing. I would flee. As previously established, though, I'm kind of a coward. Some people, in the face of danger, imagine themselves to be a hero. I have no delusions about what I would be. I would not be a hero. I would be a complete coward. Like, I don't want to die. Okay. And we got that reinforced mail hauberk and bassinet with mail. A bassinet for your head. Which I can give to one of the sort of fatigue neutrals in training. Bassinet with mail also being a mild equipment upgrade for hat. Maybe I'll let this stinky, decayed full helm. Well, nah. I'll let it be repaired just on a bro in the background. Okay, and we move on. Up to Drygrafen, where we're gonna sell some stuff, buy some tools maybe? We'll see. We'll definitely want more tools before we go. Hey. Hello, trading caravan. Come here. Give me your goods. Looks to me like they're gonna be passive mode. So let's get up in there. What's your plan, caravan hands? They're being very effective with those little shields. Very effective. Can't hit them. To be fair, I don't have... Overall bro quality, this run is not that high. We are succeeding despite that, not because of it. I think the last run in particular I had pretty blessed bros. I know the poor donkey is gonna meet its demise. R.I.P. Donkey. If you blink at the right moment, it's like it's still there. The strange meat in the inventory victory screen does imply otherwise. But we can pretend that the donkey is just fine. Poor donkey. Alright, to Dreigrafen. Ambush trade routes. Stuff will sell for lots of cash. Like that. Hunt down lindworms. Yeah. We will eventually do those hunt down lindworms missions. We will. Especially with the initiative gunner in training at the moment. However, we're not quite there. Let's see. I'm gonna not sell some of these weapons quite yet. Yeah, this guy's got mace mastery, so he should have a pole mace. Same deal here. This guy can't equip one yet, doesn't have enough fatigue. I'm gonna make this guy something not mace mastery. I don't know what yet, but something else. Yeah, I probably don't have any use for those other items. I mean, maybe I could. We'll see what that guy ends up being. Okay. Oh, do I want that fire lance actually? Like, legit. Probably only on this guy, who has the terrible melee skill. So I might hang on to it, because if I give him bags, I can just give him 2 fire lances, which sounds kind of like I'm memeing, but I'm not quite memeing. Not quite. I'm like, it's a little bit of memes, but not that much memes. Okay, and what was the delivery quest? Koningsland, about a day to the east. Not totally unreasonable for me to go there. But I think I might terrorize these trade routes and cities in the center of the map again. We'll want more tools. And I do like, you know, people talk about stopping doing missions or contracts entirely once you're able to start busting camps. And I think that's a overly simplified and kind of almost bad advice. It's not that you want to stop doing contracts. You really want to keep doing them because they're your best way of continuing to gain renown. You still gain renown from like winning fights and busting camps and stuff, but you get quite a bit of renown just from completing contracts, so you don't want to just stop doing them entirely. You don't want to waste your time doing them, but you don't want to stop doing them. Regardless, I'm not going to hunt down Lindworms, and I don't think I'm going to deliver cargo to Königsland either. But that doesn't mean I didn't consider it. If I want this Catal back in action, I need to fix him up. Same deal with this fractured skull. How far am I from... Yeah, so if I treat more men at the temple, that can get me to where I can. I can't have the surgeon, which I always want, basically. Alright, the surgeon is unlocked. Save some medical supplies there too. But we're gonna see if there's some fighting to do against this faction. The militia wants to fight me, or they must be coming out for some other reason. Yeah, they're coming out for some other reason. Hey, Tokev, thank you for the sub. Looks like these militia have ranged advantage. Or so they think. I mean, they do. Bringing a pitchfork into battle doesn't seem like a great idea. Not much of a combat weapon. Oh, militia. You're so funny. I wonder why they popped out. So there's a spreadsheet that I don't know if Someward Sins made it, or you know, someone else made it and he modified it to his needs, or I don't know the history of it. But it's one that can sort of calculate whether militia will come out and fight you or not. And we're, you know, I don't know the exact calculation, except to say I know that the militia aren't out here for this army. Not in a town of that size, not at this point in the run. They are absolutely afraid, or should be. So I don't know what made them come out to fight, I really don't. I almost feel bad for them. They are not a very strong militia, that's for sure. That guy's kind of a beefcake though. Okay, poor militia. You almost feel bad for him. And some peasants. Not much of a downgrade from the militia we just fought. Practically the same enemies. Give him a gun blast. You're still coming. Very brave. Alright, we'll let that last peasant go. Really wow, okay, never mind. Thought he would be set to flee there. Caravan over here. Let's see if this is one from Tauben Moose, or maybe it is. Supply caravan. Caravan plus plus. Pretty easy little fight. Can't hit him though. Doing a terrible job of hitting him, in fact. Abysmal. There we go. All right. Nice and smooth. Nothing too interesting there. Normal loot, normal enemies. Team had some trouble hitting them. I don't hire them to miss. Aha. So, Rashid Katal gets fat. He had gluttonous, and so gluttonous just means it's only a matter of time until you become fat. It is, unfortunately, a perk that on this bro in particular does have some downside because it does hurt his initiative, losing the max fatigue. So, that aspect is unfortunate. Though trading the trade of fatigue for hit points in isolation, not considering the initiative, is one I would take. So Oh well. So do I want to go... There we go. What do we have here? Some footmen, some billmen, a few arbalesters, a sergeant, and a standard bearer. That'll be a bit more of a fair fight. More than these 3 peasants. Actually, what I could have done, since the peasants were fleeing, is just to do a completely unnecessary bit of min-maxing. I could have let them run. And then if I fight them together, the peasants, when they die, because they'll die so quickly, will cause resolve checks on the army. But I didn't. But I think technically speaking that would have been correct. And possibly, you know, I'm still within the constraints of my self-imposed rule set. Alright, I love seeing the +3 in melee attack on this guy. My plan is, wait for it. He's got pretty low melee skill, and this was just a suggestion thrown out by some weird Sims last night that I kind of love, and I'm thinking I'm going to do it. His melee skill's a little bit low, and so I want him to hit. And I want him to be able to hit things that are shielded. You know what hits things that are shielded? Flails. You know what's unlocked with Iron Lungs? The Berserk Chain with Flail Mastery. So my plan is to give this guy Flail Mastery and a Zerk Chain, and he'll be a Zerk Chain Fatigue Neutral, which is kind of fun. I don't think I've ever made that, but I like the prospect, so I'm doing it. Unlocked by Iron Lungs. Lots and lots of weird, quirky builds get unlocked by Iron Lungs. I'm into it. It does sound great. Sounds great and sounds kind of fun. But for the moment, because I don't have that chain yet, I'm gonna take Underdog, and I'll just be ready to take Flail Mastery as soon as I have that option, because I have to have the chain first. Okay, so I think I'm ready to take this fight. Could maybe swap out this guy since he got the pierced arm muscles. Does hurt his combat effectiveness a good bit. It will be nice to get some of these long-standing injuries healed up on some of the bros that I want to get experience on. Okay. I'm being attacked. Excuse me? Okay, so they're trying to stay on this high ground, which is kind of annoying. But, you know, a smart move. So I think I'm just gonna sort of mirror them and just go straight up on a lot of these bros. And then take a little pack down south to fight what's down there too. Bluster is all alone. Okay. Got a decent shot there. Some of them it's uphill. Oh, I don't have Pathfinder on this guy yet. Yeah. This is still an okay shot. Could let them close the gap. Got that one as in the future. So maybe I'll just toss a couple jabs. See an opportunity to pick off their standard bearer from the back so he can't rally. I think I like that. Crucial key. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna let them mostly go first. Let them close the gap. I think I'm good with that. Don't you try to stun me. Okay. This guy's in danger. I don't really care about him that much, but I don't want him to just die for no reason. Using 5 speed on Swift. Using 2. Just 2. Yeah. Yeah, I think I like the middle ground. I think honestly 2 is good enough for me. I kind of agree that normal speed is pretty slow. But I find that just the little push, little increase from doing it on 2 is, I think, like perfect. Nice. Nice. But yeah, I'm with you. I find, you know, not only as like streaming, but even just playing, in some fights, like the big serious fights, normal speed is fine. You know, it's sort of whatever. But there's a lot of, when you're playing, you know, optimally, you're taking a lot of fights that are trivial. And in those particular instances, okay, the guy I didn't care about did in fact die. No, anyway. But the fights that are trivial, you know, you're kind of just, you just want to blast through them. Get him, Catals. Hork. Having a lot of trouble getting there. He did get that injury. Got his arm muscles pierced and now he can't hit anything. Let that guy take himself out. Then we can push forward. Will I eventually hit this guy? That's the question. Eventually. Eventually, yes. Okay, so Uthman, who was not very good and we kind of didn't know what to do with him, we got our answer for what to do with him, and that is to have him replace someone on the battlefield and then quickly die in his first real combat. This other Catal bro, despite how terrible things look for him, is going to be fully healed up by tomorrow. So I'm okay putting him out there now. I'm going to not be doing any fights in the super short term. I don't think there's any other meaningful equipment adjustments that I want to do. Not that I can see at a glance. I'm gonna replace this with a fixed up helmet. Catal is a little game breaking. I almost feel the opposite where I never build them, and I don't think they're much better than my typical strategy of spear bros. Spear walling and holding off enemies and controlling the battlefield into little isolated chunks. But the Catals themselves do pour out damage quite nicely. I agree with that. Yeah, the Catal bro though, like the build itself, if you're building a lot of the like tempoing out as much damage as possible, you have to be really careful with it throughout the early parts of the game. And you need Catals, like there's a lot of constraint. You have to find the right bros. You have to have Catals available to you that you can buy, which sometimes just doesn't happen. So there's a lot of like conditions where not only do I think it's not game breaking, I don't even think it's good. I mean, I'll say that, but oh, I'm sure Catals are the #1 DPS, no question. But I think the way I assess it is similar to the way I kind of think of the way my spear bros fight in the way I normally build those compared to other builds. And that's that, you know, DPS is like a reasonable thing to look at and the number of kills and whatever, but like it's always going to make certain bros look like they overperform when it's because they're damage bros. Like you gave them the role, which was to do that. So of course, from the metric of that particular stat, they look great. What do I want to get for this mace plus shield, bro? Maybe Pathfinder, honestly. Pathfinder I think is good. On the banner here, might just take Indom. It's either Indom or Colossus. Let's just go Colossus. And let's get him back in the front now that he's fixed up. Put him right in front of the ranged bros that the enemy just can't help themselves but attack. Yeah, something like that I think will work. Yeah, it isn't to say Catals aren't good, but I don't know. It's an interesting perspective. I do see that a lot. They're like too good or game breaking, and I kind of feel like I think I disagree. Like they're good, but there's a lot of investment and setup and things to kind of fall just properly in place to get them to where they function well, that I don't think they're that big a deal. Most runs, I don't build one at all. Okay, so I'm gonna get up to the north. We're gonna sell some of this gear and get some more tools, and then I'm gonna head over to the Icy Cave, where Blackfire, with his newfound fancy bonkin' mace, is going to duel the Barbarian Madman and hopefully win. There is always that risk that something bad could happen. The flag there is Gabbo's, yeah. So to complete the ambition, we definitely want to be taking fun and easy Gabbo fights. Good, Blackfire is ready. You'll love to see it. Emote game, what's the right word? Anyway, great emote game as always. Goblin music is fun. We got our anticipation banner in front of this chunk of gunners, and well, not gunners, but ranged bros, that goblins and other ranged enemies simply cannot resist as a target. Just can't resist. Though they're also targeting my Catal bro. So I'll take cover. We are directly in melee contact with the poor goblins, where they don't do so well. Fire lanced. Okay. Easy little Gobbo camp. Working our way towards completing the ambition and keeping the mood of the squad high, especially for Blackfire, who, if we can get starting confident fighting the Barbarian Madman, will be a huge boost to their combat effectiveness. Very important aspect of the game not to be neglected. Another goblin camp. Hopefully it remains nighttime. We can jump in this fight. The tank is up and operational again, which is great. Let's shift the squad over. Maybe do something like that. This guy a bit more in the center of the formation. Yeah. This guy doesn't really have a... Oh, that's not me. There. I like bringing the polearm guy to fight goblins right on the front line. I think this will work. Yeah. Please still be nighttime. Looks like it is. Makes fighting goblins quite a bit easier. Okay. So I can move up and still keep the banner in a defensive position in front of him, which I think I want to do because I am going to move my Catals up still. And I don't want them to be the target. I want this guy to be the target. Which I think for most of the enemies, he should be. Yeah, except for this guy who's got a window. Right, but all the others are going to attack the anticipation banner. You'll love to see it. I think they value scatter so highly I can probably go all the way up here. Don't think they'll target that guy. Except with the bolas nets. I guess there is that. I suppose it was lots of skirmishers and not ambushers, huh? But they waited, and I waited, and I have Relentless and they don't, so the Catals will go before them. So that part is just fine. That was disappointing. Hey, Grid. How's it going? It's going great. Just slaying some goblins, as you do when you're a battle bro. Trying to slay some goblins. It's going okay. Giving them what they deserve, that's right. So actually, if you type this command, you'll see how I do it. I don't do all the legendaries. I don't find all of them necessarily interesting or fun. Some of them I like. I like library. I like, you know, I don't know. There's a bunch of them. But Black Monolith is sort of the one that's like not only a fun fight, but a good like consistent one in test of the team's skill. I mean, I can do Kraken, and actually what's interesting is I mentioned how I find the Kraken fight annoying and inconsistent. Sin said he had a reliable way of doing it and linked a video that is exactly how I always do it, and I would still argue is not something you can rely on, because it relies on certain terrain conditions. And I just don't, that's not for me. I've done Kraken before, and it was enough to know that I only need to do it. I think I've done it more than once, but really only needed to do it the once, that's for sure. Yeah, it depends on the swamp area, exactly. That is absolutely correct. So my idea behind this whole series of what I decided to start streaming and recording is something that's kind of the way I've been playing the game, was playing the game anyway. I really like roguelikes. And I like roguelikes that are strategy games. Basically, honestly, I'm play a lot of Slay the Spire. And I like the challenge of improving and turning the game into something that I can set benchmarks for and improve in the same way as Slay the Spire, for people who are familiar, might do like Ascension 20 win streaks. Rotating win streaks. And so I'm basically taking that same idea and playing a different game with it. Just playing Battle Brothers. And that's kind of that's the idea, that's the motivation behind it. So I created a fairly, honestly pretty, what's the right word? My words aren't working too good today. Relaxed-ish timeline that still allows me to play the game sort of comfortably and somewhat slowly, if we're being honest. In 150 days to do Monolith, like I don't have to be super sweaty about every single fight and things like that. But at the same time, is not so much time that I could just get company wiped by a stupid fight and expect to rebuild. Right? So it's that fine balance where I can prove that it is possible with totally, no information, random seed, whatever, to win streak every single origin in the game all in a row. And that's what I'm doing here. This is origin number 3 in that sequence. Just going top to bottom. It is a self-imposed challenge. I don't expect this to be, whatever, a way for other people to enjoy the game if it's not for them. But for me, this is a very fun way of playing the game. I think the most difficult is probably going to be Deserters. And I've played a lot of Deserters. Yeah, so this run is Southern Mercenaries. Certainly wouldn't say this one is very difficult. This is one of the easier ones, actually. But yeah, Glads and Lone Wolf will definitely be among the harder ones. But I don't think they're gonna be that hard, actually. Glads, you start out with 3 Ultra Chads. How could you possibly lose? Like, honestly. There's more time pressure because their wages are so high. So there is that, right? That's not irrelevant. That's quite relevant, actually. And Lone Wolf is almost the opposite. You start out kind of not in a great position. However, you can start really slow, playing FedEx for the first 20-ish, 20 to 30 days, just to get like 5 or 6 plebs to follow you. And then you're in pretty good shape. The world will have scaled in the meantime, so it won't be as easy to do camp busting, but you can still build up pretty nicely from there. That's right, Delivery Brothers. I mean, if you think about it, the card is already like kind of a brown color, so it's practically like a UPS truck, If you think about it, but don't think too hard. So I think the one I'm most afraid of is Deserters. And a lot of that is just an artifact of the random seed and playing unexplored, where there's just so much variance right at the start that bad things can happen. Let's see, do I want to go after this stronghold? I might skip it. And go up here, get some tools, sell stuff, get more tools here maybe in Torvastad, and then head out west. I really am going to need tools. So I don't need to take tons of fights. I will say the tool usage without my dedicated spear bros I normally have feels so incredibly high. Alright, so they are having a rebuilding effort here. It isn't the best place to sell things. Like, the sale price is, you know, not great, but it's the best we have here in the north on this seed in this situation with the enemy that I made. So I kind of just have to accept it and sell for an only okay price. There's still a handful of things that we do really want to do with the money, but we are reasonably rich. Only one stack of tools. Such a shame. Contract to hunt for direwolves, webnecks, noxaires, and hyenas? Nah. We'll definitely get a warhound to give this heavy war dog armor to, for sure. And how many more war dogs could we acquire? We've actually finally managed to get quite a few. 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. Everybody get a dog. Everyone gets their own personal war dog, which will be great if we're going to be hunting goblins. And then we'll have a couple war dogs in reserve, just in case one of them were to unfortunately perish. Nothing I want to buy. I would have considered a Saleh if they had one for sale, but they don't. There is an adventurous noble, which is a nice background, as well as a sellsword. However, I think I'm okay for now. I may reconsider and hire a couple more bros here soon, but at the moment, I think I'm okay. So tools are unfortunately in relatively short supply, which I don't love. All right, I think I'm gonna sell these things. Do I want to keep the long axe? Maybe I want to keep the long axe. How many bros am I going to give Axe Mastery to that I'm making fatigue neutrals? Maybe not that many this run. I mean, hell, I already gave Mace Mastery to 3. Yeah, I'm going to want like a couple more fatigue neutrals. They're so good in Monolith, and it's just pretty easy to use them on the battlefield, and having a couple backups is a good idea. So I am going to look for recruits that are potential fatigue neutrals, sword masters, and such for the future. So if I want those items, I can find them again. I think let's clear some more inventory space. And I might buy, just in case the food situation at whatever the name of that city was isn't great, I'm gonna buy a couple of these long-lasting foods here. And I think I'm good on ammo. one stack of ammo. So it'll be nighttime, and then hopefully by the time I arrive in Torvastad will basically be day. Very nice. Nothing here at the weaponsmith to care about. We'll always take a peek at a brawler. Sometimes we're just disappointed and we immediately get rid of them. But they're cheap and they're worth taking a look at. The other guy had a title, that cultist, the Bull, which could be brute, huge, strong, and tough, most of which are good. Cultists are kind of interesting because they've got sort of an extended range of normal... they're kind of like a normal lowborn, they just have a wider range of like hit points. And then a little, you know, small modifications to fatigue and resolve. They're actually, the resolve is great. He's very unlikely to be worth my while at this point, so even with his title. Definitely not doing a 4-day caravan escort. Hammerguard, probably won't do that either. I'll leave it up in case I want to come back and do it. Thankfully, there are cheap tools. And I am going to buy this food, despite the game saying I've got enough. You use food at an increased rate when you're on certain types of terrain, snow being one of them. Not quite as bad as desert, but 10 days of food will actually go faster than 10 days. So tools are a little low for a big trip out to the far corners of the map seeking out named items, but you know, we'll just have to not just don't get hit, Fivehead, right? If we just don't get hit, then we don't need more tools. So I think I'm gonna have Blackfire be the one to fight the Barbarian Madman. Make sure to give him a better Warhound. Is there a different armor that I would rather use? No, because of their fatigue. I could toss the bone plating attachment on over the extra 40 durability. It's a little bit better. It's pretty marginal. Can start out with a net. Toss the net for exactly 25 fatigue, but then I can't put out the dog. Dog would have to be next round, so I think let's not do that. I think first round will be just dog and then melee. It's so weird that the Barbarian Madman is basically a Barbarian Chosen with souped up gear, except for whatever reason, I think because they expected it to be a one-on-one fight, doesn't have underdog like normal Barbarian Chosen do. So you can get a little extra to hit bonus by just putting out a dog. Which is kind of nice. Okay. So I think I'm doing this. I don't think the Goblin Poison does anything. Yeah, the Madman does have resilient. So yeah, won't do anything meaningful. Okay. I feel like I had confirmed that before, like in my head, but then I had a moment of doubt. Do I have a better hat to hand out? If I wore one of these 200 helmets, I could... Doesn't have quick hands. But I could toss the net out, switch to the mace, then next turn walk forward, and bonk. Is that better than the dog? It might be. Especially with the reinforced net. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, so the game's gonna offer me the higher level alternatives, which is really annoying because he's a little bit low level. So I'm gonna have to like pull out bros, and then it won't offer me to put them out. Okay. I think it should present me the option of Blackfire now. Okay, so I want him to get to the point where he moves to 2 hexes away from me. So, there we go, perfect. So, net, swap to mace. Next turn, we'll walk forward and smash. Alright, got him dazed. Unable to break out, which is great. Breaks out, which is bad. We have to hit here. Oh no! Shit. We have 9. So this still could go okay. So I'm going to end turn for 9 lives to proc, have the bonus defense. Didn't matter. Damn! That was a lot of missed 70 plus attacks. Shit. Well. That's not good. Lost our best bro, our best weapon, our best gear, and didn't get anything out of it. That is a setback. Whew. Damn. Falk is very disappointed. Me too. Well, that sucks. That's my conclusion. We continue on. the team is still doing well. We're otherwise, you know, hitting a lot of this stuff in good time. It is what it is. Sorry, Blackfire, that your in-game avatar bit the dust. Definitely not fighting a shaman during the day. So we're going to continue on and go deeper into Goblin Land here. Shelix check. That one, maybe we can wait for nighttime. Could also check out this one that's a little further away. The further a camp is away from civilization, the more likely they are to have named items. Normally I really like to have the bounty hunter, because there's, you know, named champion goblins to pick up some extra crowns, but we have no named items, which is very sad. Okay, Overseer and Shaman here, Tundra, fortifications. It's basically the same camp here, only in the snow. Assuming it goes well enough, let's see, probably fight these just to build the mood a little bit, to lighten the mood a little after some somewhat devastating losses. Come on. No, don't scatter. No scatter. Simply miss. That's what I want. Can put bros behind the shield though. That'd be fine. Cowardly little goblins, come back here. Goblins, despite their incredible initiative, do not have Relentless, so if you wait and they wait and you have Relentless, assuming your bro has decent speed, you'll get to go before him. Which was relevant in the previous fight, but this one they didn't wait. That was a very unfortunate setback, losing our best bro. That's for sure. But it is what it is. Okay, took just a tiny bit of damage there, but no injuries or anything, so... Wait, there is an injury. This guy got a pierced chest. You know, that's actually fine. That injury is not really going to hurt him much. But it brings the mood up just a bit. so that we can fight some goblins. We're gonna wait for nightfall. It'll still be a somewhat spicy fight because, you know, there's quite a lot of them. Okay. Anything I want to do with the squad before running forward? I don't think so. So the reason I wait for nightfall is the goblin shaman, during the day, the first thing he's going to do is trap you in nets and vines, but at night, he is giving a buff to... Yeah, so he gets basically, see like these two ambushers that got an attack, do not have the nighttime debuff because he removes it. Kind of a magical, mystical sort of fella. Okay. Not having Pathfinder on my Catalbros does sort of suck. Does my banner have Pathfinder? No, he does not. Okay. Couldn't remember for sure. These guys do, though. So they can move up and shoot. This guy can still get in position behind them. This guy I'm gonna have, hopefully... Alright, good. Removing that net was pretty important, actually. So I'm gonna move up, put a dog down, and stab. Here I'm just gonna move up and put a dog down. Here's the vines. Honestly, not in that bad of a spot. Like that's totally manageable. Alright, definitely gonna get a big old gun blast off. Well, we hit one. It is nighttime. You can't blame him. It's hard to hit stuff. I don't know how you miss with a giant shotgun blast, but he managed. Gonna get more dogs down. Let them do the fighting for me. I've got replacements ready. Not that they're not all precious. They are. This guy's got a shot. No, he doesn't. I was off by Hex in visually parsing that. Get more dogs down. More dogs. This guy's reasonably tanky. Let's get him in an aggressive position there. Yeah, the Catal might take some hits here, since he's trapped in vines, lowering his defenses. The War Dog armor did well there. So I've got a shot here that hits one of my own guys. And it's the only one I hit. Okay. Yikes. Okay. I'm gonna wait with this guy because I'm gonna take the place of where that Catal bro is. Let's move this guy up and remove the net. Nice. Okay. Don't like shooting into cover, but you know, that guy's gonna need a little help. Okay. That was good. Let's get the other Catal involved. Okay. Some of my dogs are pretty hurt. But I do want to, you know, I do want to keep them alive. I've got replacements, but there's still a resource that I'd like to keep healthy. Do I even move that guy there? I don't think I do. Insect swarm doing its insect swarmy stuff. Could move this guy all the way up. It's defensive enough. Die, Overseer. Catals taking out goblins. Okay, the only ones remaining are just those four at the top. That skirmisher may get away, unfortunately. Nice. Sword Lance Reap hitting a whole bunch of goblins is very satisfying. Alright, that guy's might kill him. My dogs are pretty hurt, so the ones that were chasing him I was like slightly worried about. A fairly even distribution of damage. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Ooh, spicy. That's so good. That is so good. What a great piece of gear. My God. And a great helmet too. Damn, like a full forge set. Man, This is wonderful. Wonderful. Okay. Damn. Yeah, well, if the sad reality though is, had the Swordmaster had this gear, they'd still be here. Who should have the honor of equipping this? Give it to one of my fatigue neutrals that are leveling up here. I suppose Markward is my best one. Markward or Ulfert. Ulfert with Impatient is often in a position where he has to run forward even against goblins. So maybe giving him this gear makes the most sense. And I'm just going to throw bone plating on it. And suddenly, things are looking good. I guess I don't have to give him both. Could give him half. Give the other half to someone else. Move down the hand-me-downs. But damn, that's a beautiful piece of armor. Just beautiful. And 2 named items. That's great. Just wonderful. All right, the tank leveled up. Good, more fatigue. +3 in melee defense. Very lucky, and we definitely take that. So then we'll go with Resolve, I think. And I think at this point I've decided I am going to make him a forge tank. And he's going to be the main tank for all of the big fights against orcs and other things too, and also Monolith, I think. So it's going to be the main lone wolf tank that we send off to hopefully not die. And so, at least in the short term, I could give him Forge. So what are the perks I want to take? It's pretty rare that I would ever take Dodge on that kind of build, but here we are. But it'll be fine. It'll still provide value some of the time. So final perks for this guy are probably going to be Forge, Lone Wolf, Indom, Fort Mind, and yeah. I'll take Forge right now, but yeah. Is 4 perks remaining. So yeah, Lone Wolf, Indom, Fort Mind, Recover. I really like having bags though. Filling the inventory full of shields, especially for fighting, for holding off orcs. Even if you blow through 3 shields though, by that point, you know, it's not like it stops you from indoming. It's like not always relevant, even though it's kind of nice. So yeah, and I think Fort Mind will be necessary because his resolve is just a little too low for me to feel comfortable, even if I keep pumping it. And I will be unable to use the arena, so yeah, he'll definitely have to have Fort Mind. I think that's non-negotiable. And I still am going to give him Lone Wolf for sending him off to tie up as many enemies as possible. And he's obviously got to have Indom. And then if he's having all those things, he's kind of got to have Recover. Even though his fatigue isn't great for a super late game tank. Whatever. He'll have to do. And that's how we'll have to build him. I don't think there's too much other options. But the team isn't in too bad a shape. A few bros are kind of messed up a bit. So I think I'm gonna see if in this, oh right, hey, look at that. And we got the Goblin Trophy, which I think what I can do with that is give it to this sort of, when the shaman does his junk to my clump, it sounds inappropriate, but you know, I can have it on this guy. I also could give it to like a Catal, one of the Catal bros, so they can't get netted when they run up. Maybe that's better. That's probably better. And I lost a dog there. That's where I can put it. Okay. Can I get to this place before the dawn? Looks like I can. So let's do it. Hopefully we get another similarly sized payout. That would be great. Get him. So AI should be choosing that guy as their target primarily. This guy's the one with the Goblin Trophy, right? Yeah. And do I send this guy up too? I think so. It's gonna get netted. Don't have a way of bailing him out. Maybe I don't. Maybe I send him like here. He'll get in the fight eventually. This guy's got good enough armor. Screw it. Yeah, let's get in here. I think I'll go with these four. Okay. Honestly, not terrible for him to... Who knows where that dog's going? Come on, dog. You can be smarter than that. It's allowed. Oh, so I'll wait with that guy. Oh, Oh, whoops. When I moved around armors, I made an error. So we can get 7 back by doing that for future turns. That is big oops. Okay. It's kind of funny for that guy to move in range like that. Alright, not too bad of a place for him to do his route, if we're being honest. I think I'm okay with that. Free the gunner so we can occupy that hex. Oh, he doesn't have Pathfinder yet, so he's gonna be at 2 AP there. Well. Yeah, still move there. I'll still move there. Get him, Doge. Get him. Be fierce. Whoa, look at that morale break. You love to see it. There we go. Get him. Can't get out. I can't get out. That guy's gonna get away. That's okay. That's what I say. Trying to attack me with his staff. The shaman is desperate. Why can I not hit them? Take out this guy. There we go. Okay. It's like the same fight as last time, only instead of 2 named items, we get 0. 2 was uncharacteristically fortunate though, so can't be too disappointed. Okay, so this guy needs a different armor setup so that he's actually functional. Yeah, maybe this is how it just has to be. This guy with the lower fatigue gets the named gear, since it's so much more fatigue efficient. That's just how it is. Not a great level up. We still always take melee defense on our fatigue neutrals. I think there's just no way around that. And I think I'll grab underdog here. It feels like the right choice. Get him in there surrounded and fighting stuff. Got another fatigue neutral here. Leveling up. Could be the same deal. Really the options that I'm looking at for the fatigue neutrals, especially the ones with the mace at this level, are either underdog or forge. And forge makes less of a difference, I think, than people imagine. It's not that it's irrelevant, it's really good perk, but the actual like hits to kill for taking this perk versus not and still just having the heavy armor is not that different. Unlike Nimble, which is incredibly dramatic. Okay. Now that I got this guy a sword lance, I might take fatigue here over the 1 melee defense. And I've got some choices here. I could grab quick hands, which lets me do the classic attack in melee with the polearm, at least for enemies that come to him, and then to pull out the dagger for an extra stab, which is like kind of relevant often enough. Could also just get Zerk and Frenzy. He'll have 3 more perks in total. And it could just be those ones. Could be Zerk, Frenzy, Quick Hands. Sure, I'll go Zerk on him. Okay, so we're running low on tools. We still got like 1 good fight in us. The old caravan is mostly full up. So we'll sort of move back to civilization, I guess. We'll head back up here. Maybe make another pass at Icy Cave now that we've got some fancy gear for it. But we don't have a... Yeah, we don't have the 2-handed flanged mace anymore because we lost that. Damn. I don't think... Despite the good named gear, I don't want to fight him again until I've got 2-handed flanged mace. So... maybe I don't head back up that way. Yeah, making an enemy out of this faction on the map is too bad. If I could go back and do it differently, I would actually choose either of the other 2 factions. But I didn't know what I knew at the time, since I play unexplored, and have to live with my consequences. Okay. +1 max fatigue for running through the swamp. We'll take it. Running at a goblin camp in the swamp That's not exactly my idea of a good time. We could see if Goblin City is somewhere like in this mountain range, though. Yeah, Swamp plus Goblin is indeed a very deadly combination. It really is. Dang. I was hoping that might reveal Goblin City. I do like to do Goblin City before Monolith. You get a very, very fancy hat, and I like the fancy hat, and I kind of like the fight. Yeah. Yeah, I think, I feel like that's one of those lessons that that a lot of us had to learn the hard way. Like many of the lessons in this game of Battle Brothers. Okay. So what do we have here? Become known as glorious throughout the land. We're a little bit away from that still. We're never going to complete this because we have too many enemies on the map. This is actually impossible. Normally I don't do this, but since my 2 throwers that don't yet have crossbow mastery are going to take it for the handguns that I've got in reserve for them, I'm actually going to choose that option. And then just make sure I absolutely don't lose these 2 bros. And their next levels are each just going to be crossbow and firearm mastery, and I'm going to give them the handguns that I've got in reserve, and we'll have 3 gunners, which will definitely make some of the bigger camps of like orcs and stuff a lot more manageable. Alright, or some random overgrown stronghold. Sure. Let's wait for daytime. Could be goblins, but we'll still wait for daytime. In case it's other stuff. Like zombies. Okay, so there are 4 enemies here high on the initiative order, which leads me to believe they are probably just geists. We'll just hold our ground there. It could be 3 geists and a necro. Necros are also pretty fast, but I think I like this specific spot for my gunner for blasting. Tuck the tank into the side, since... Aha, so it is a necro. Alright. That's okay. Doesn't look like there are any fallen heroes. I'm gonna keep using crossbow bolts for now. Not bothering to switch to throwing weapons. I think I can sort of conserve the ammo and would go real fast anyway. Okay, there's the geists. Try to hit this wiederganger. Might not be a bad idea. Give him stagger. Yeah. And that'll give us time to take him out. The nice thing too is I've got these 3 bros here where these geists scream is limited to hitting just those 2. And they'll still do it because they can't help themselves. Oh, that one could help himself, I guess. Very satisfying handgun blast. Boom, 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 boom. A lot of these pesky wiedergangers coming back up. Get him. Stab that ghost. Guess if I'm putting some dogs out, I may as well get more. Can I get this ghost? I can. Let's see if I can just take that one out. There we go. Good boy. Now we just need to make sure that the doggos stay safe. Don't get themselves killed. We will have no more possessions since we've got someone in melee range with the necro. I'll leave a couple nerds back. I think they're probably all done raising up, but I'm gonna get a full spawn anyway. Got him. They just won't stay down. Okay, got some fancy jewels. We'll take it. Picking up some of the higher value items for sale makes me kind of want to go down to a real city to sell stuff out in Drygroffen instead of these podunk, no good little towns and stuff in the north. Alright, good. Another +4 there. I'm gonna avoid the +3s, but this build is special. We're still gonna take Nimble on it. And so then we're gonna change our armor. Honestly, this guy's just not gonna get used, is he? I think he got superseded by other bros that we picked up and is just going to be relegated to either holding stuff or getting fired. We still do have a couple splots for bros that we'd like to get acquired to start getting them trained up. Anyway, we've got not a very... This guy with such incredibly low hit points and 9 lives actually probably should, in fact, be at a higher nimble percentage than 40, just to get a little more durability from the armor itself. And we're eventually going to give him something with a hyena pelt and make use of his initiative. That's the plan. That's going to be the full build there. So I'm going to head back towards Drygrafen. See what route the game gives us. We are good on tools now. So actually, heading back to this road and seeing if... Oh, what do we have here? Aha. We'll do that. We'll do a random necro fight. Absolutely. And we're gonna fight some more, a little bit of noble army action, you know? I'm gonna take an opportunity to use the restroom real quick. I'll be back in 1 second. Have returned. Let's kill some zombies. Looks pretty similar to the last fight. Just a whole lot of zombies. And 4 enemies at the top of 5. So maybe a necro and 4 geists? Could be. There's the necro. pushing that guy back so he, when he moves up, won't get an attack. Oh, I guess he wouldn't anyway. Oh, the Necro is sad. One of his little guys died. Should I try to stun? I don't know. Probably not. Just keep a strong line of bros. Okay. This makes us do some stuff though. I do like the Geist's death sound, for they were nothing more than an apparition. I think I'm gonna get in here to hit this Geist at the start of the next round. It's very satisfying if you somehow manage to hit a Geist with a ranged weapon too. It's like a rare little treat. 1 in 20 chance. And wiedergangers do have Backstabber, the Backstabber perk, which is why I tend to approach them as just like one solid line, so they can't really get that advantage anywhere. Reduces the amount they can hit you, and thus saves tools. So even when I have opportunities to move forward, I don't always take them. Plus, the zombies pop out of the ground, and then if they push you back and into a full surround, that is, as you might imagine, very bad. Thank you for attending my TED Talk. Okay, I do want to start getting those Geists here soon, though. Just gotta keep persevering and pushing forward. Probably get the dogs involved now. Got one. You just stab the air, and the Geist falls. If I'm gonna use dogs, I actually should put them out before I attack for the surround bonus. Just being a little sloppy and lazy, but that would be the right way to do it. Finally really breaking through here. Took a while. Doge. Get him. They keep coming back though. When will they ever learn? The nice thing about these fights against lots of weak enemies is that, proportionally speaking, they actually give still quite a lot of experience. So this is going to be some excellent experience for the team. And technically, wiedergangers give experience not just the first time they fall, but a small amount of additional experience for each kill thereafter, which is a very cheesy way of farming for experience that is outlawed in my personal rule set. Hey, thanks Blackfire. That's right, I can do it. And you brought your emoji game, as always. Yeah, 8 hours of zombie killing. That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. Yeah. I didn't watch it live, but I have seen the video. I think he did a recap of it. And I mean, I've got to admit, from a pure from the perspective of tenacity, I gotta give Feedy credit. That's kind of incredible that he had the mental resilience to do that. I couldn't. But, you know, if you want to destroy the Monolith in like 18 days or whatever and get to level 11 in one fight, you know, it's your only choice. Not my cup of tea. Alright, we're gonna get crossbow and firearm mastery here. And, obnoxiously don't have inventory slots to like work with. I can create one. Okay. This is the one right here. Ugh. And actually, keeping a backup spiked impaler is kind of a good idea. And let's see, a little bit more resolve never hurt. I think especially on these bros that now have a handgun, just a better fearsome proc is kind of nice. And let's just get him more hit points. Cool. And then I think my final perk is going to be bags. Bags and belts. So you've got a little bag to store all of your favorite things. Got some barbarians here that have spawned. A couple different stacks. I'm more interested in the noble armies that could pop out of this watchtower. That's what I'm looking for. Possibly. Okay, that one's not gonna fight me. Nothing gonna pop out, but what about the stone keep? Anything here? No. Nothing. Alright, well, still gonna head back to Drygroffen. What is the fastest route? The game tells me it's following the road. I'm inclined to believe it. Oh, hey. A very wimpy little army. We'll fight it. On the topic of Feedy though, he's got I think the title of the video is Meet the Fencer, accompanied by the song Rasputin, and that video is incredible. Just incredible. It is a work of art. Legit. It's like one of the most beautiful things that exists on the internet. If you've not seen it or have no idea what I'm talking about, you should find it because it is incredible. It's one of those videos that I feel like what I suspect happened was he was gonna make a like legit, you know, strategy, whatever type video, and in the process just went off the rails and deviated substantially. It's got that feeling to it, and I can't explain why it feels that way. Maybe it was his vision to make it whatever it ended up becoming all along. But for some reason, I don't think so. Alright, did I take any damage? None. Not a point. However, now we have to play the inventory game. So food that's about to go bad. Quivers. Great. It would be nice to get the next card upgrade. 10,000 crowns away though. These barbarian groups are going to come together by the time I fight them. Probably still just do it, but it is a bit more frightening when they're all, you know, 18 of them. Oh no, they didn't come together. They look... I kind of thought we were all bundled close enough together that that was going to happen. Kind of surprised it didn't, even still. Another evasive little one. Coward is running away. Can you believe it? Leaving his fellow men to die. The shame that drummer must feel. Alright, got another stack of heavy jabs. We did actually need another one, so that's great. Get rid of some spears and some butter knives. These wooden skirmisher shields. Okay. Get rid of the items that are basically worthless. Cool. Actually, I'm gonna put the throwing weapon in the second slot. These are the fights where a little bit of extra battle speed is nice because, you know, these fights are nothing more than like you know, they're already over, right? There's absolutely no deviating from this particular outcome. But, I mean, technically, one of these big barbarian chonky weapons could cause an injury. You know, that is possible. If the Reavers have, you know, the big hammer and mace type weapons. Like that guy with the big hammer. I think that one with the big hammer could cause a little hurt. So I may as well let him go, to be honest. I'll let that Reaver go. We don't need him to hit us with that hammer. Oh, technically, I'm sure I've got something worth less than the bolas. That stuff. Should probably grab the cleaver and the axe, at least the cleaver. Okay. Continuing on. To Drygrafen. Many orc young. May as well. Final perk on the Catal, bro. Our first level 11. Final perk, probably just Pathfinder. I've been missing it for a while. Might bump up this guy's resolve from 45. Maybe should have taken the +1 melee defense, but nah. So here, I'll probably also grab Pathfinder. I'm reaching the point in the run where I really want, like, to kind of move all the team into having it for, I mean, all kinds of reasons, but one of the main ones is, you know, sort of team continuity, so they can all move together. If this guy's gonna have a Zerk chain, he's gonna have an extremely heavy weapon that makes me a little tempted to bump up his resolve, or excuse me, his fatigue even above 104. But we'll keep him there for now. Grab Battleforge in the meantime. Probably should fight these Orc Young. We'll get our ambition completed. Probably, I think that other guy will gain just enough experience to be able to get the next level up. Weird terrain. Very weird terrain. Blast him. Well, of course, they've got the crude jabs to throw. Of course they do. cute little guy. He's being all brave. Surprised they're not running it. I can't remember what the total number was at the start. And the last one is right down there. There we go. Another 0 damager, but unfortunately, one where we gotta let's get rid of some food that's about to go bad. Get rid of these things we don't care about. Stuff that's cheap and junky or almost broken. Say the orc weapons actually sell for a decent amount. Alright, that's probably fine. Trading caravan on the way. We'll take it. The resources that the faction that I've decided to raid, the resources they have are unfortunately not super value. It's a lot of like, here's a caravan full of twigs and berries. It's like, okay. Twigs and berries. Quality wood though, we'll take that. We'll always take quality wood. Heyo. Should definitely just grab the crowns. Yeah, something like that's probably fine. I'm sure the jagged pike was not the cheapest item and I could have replaced it with something else, but that's fine. No need to get too nitpicky about it. Will a noble army pop up here? Looks like no. Some poor peasants. That's probably not what they wanted. Let's see, what's our famed? Okay. How close is this guy to? Oh man, so close. So close to the next level up. So very, very close. Okay. Gonna head here and sell some stuff. Rebuilding effort, make the quality wood sell for more. Who's for hire here? A real cheap hedge knight with a bonk. I think I'm going to buy that. I want the weapon, and we'll take a look at a potentially high quality bro. Many people are very vocally anti-hedge knight. I think that they're fine. There's definitely good roles for them. Hey, Kibio! How is it going? I hope your day of work yesterday was a good one. Alright, we got a bonk who comes with a bro. Let's see how he is. Quick. It was not? Damn. Yeah, that sucks. But this is a great bro. Hedgies are always, they're always gonna be fine. Yeah. They're not my first pick for like fatigue neutral type builds, absolutely not. I feel like they're kind of like a second wave of damage bros is usually what they're good for. This guy will be a something. I don't. Yeah. Not too shabby. Definitely good though. Then we can give our bonk to better bro at the moment. And then we've got someone who can now, I think, properly fight the barbarian madman and succeed. We had a attempt at the barbarian madman that was still, you know, good probability of success that didn't go so well, which was too bad, to put it lightly. So we're definitely going to train this guy up. It's not the cost that makes them not good for fat newts, it's more that what I really want out of a fatigue neutral is super premium melee defense. And their melee defense is good. Yeah, I mean, they definitely can be, and this guy probably will be. It's more like, compared to other backgrounds of a similar cost, I'm thinking like Oath Takers and Sword Masters. They have like a wide array of roles they can fill, whereas like a Sword Master kind of feels like quintessential fatigue neutral just because their primaries are so good, which is what you really want out of a fatigue neutral. So it's not that Hedge Knights can't do it, they absolutely can. They usually have like more fatigue than you even need. You know, you still often need to pump up resolve and hit points a little bit, but I don't know. I think the event is bad typically, and you do need to be concerned about it. In this case, I found the water skin, so I was kind of planning on hanging on to it specifically for the Swordmaster that we had. Rest in peace. To just because you can use the water skin to get rid of the old trait, which, you know, works for me. Yeah, Swordmaster's a great buy from mid-game to try and transition into late game. I agree. They always come with high melee attack, and they always come with high melee defense. So, their primary stats are just incredible. The best in the game, from that perspective. Obviously their secondaries are garbage, but they got good resolve. So there's that. So I'm gonna get this guy involved. I wonder if my mace plus shield is truly done now. It might be. Yeah, I mean 9 lives in Prey is honestly accurate. But I think once you've got heavy armor, yeah, I mean good hit point values are great for preventing injuries, but I don't know. You can get by with less and just not get hit because your melee defense is so good. But 9 lives is really good on them, obviously. So, okay, let's see how our first 2 level ups go. I will probably end up turning this guy into a fatigue neutral. I mean, he could be like I said, a second wave damage bro. An alternative damage bro to the Catals for Monolith, because the Catals are going to be worthless in that fight outside of killing the Necro Savants, which, I mean, don't get me wrong, is an important part of the fight, but they're not going to be that good there. So I'll probably want to cycle them out. So another nimble damage dealer isn't that bad. So if he's going to be a nimble damage dealer, like a duelist, you know, assuming I find some sort of famed weapon, you know, Hedge Knights are really good for that. Because you can actually make use of all the fatigue that they have. Yeah, this guy's gonna have great stats. I'm just thinking about whether I take the hit points or the fatigue. I'm probably just gonna grab the hit points, especially for now. I just don't like passing up the +4. Could also just pop up his resolve. I'm gonna wait for an opportunistic +4 though. So let's grab either Colossus or 9 lives. If he's gonna be a fatigue neutral, I'm definitely taking 9 lives, just because I find it, well, I don't know, maybe not. Maybe he could be Brow if he does do a fatigue neutral, because he's got such good hit point value. But right now I'll grab Gifted. And I think I will give him just a smidge more resolve. 42 is just a tiny bit low. I am the one that says Brow is overrated. Here's my take. Brow is there to help you if you get unlucky. You know, of the whole probability curve, the probability distribution function or whatever, however you want to think about it, of stuff that could happen, Brow helps you with the worst case scenarios. That is true, and in that regard, it is good. It evens out the RNG is a good way of thinking about it. But there's an alternative perk that does that same thing, but also brings the whole function up, and that's 9 lives. 9 lives will also help you if you happen to take a Zerk chain to the head, followed by a cleaver to your head. You know what I mean? It will also prevent death in that case, but will also give you one round where if you've got a well-coordinated team, you can bail out that bro. So even for the case of just unlucky headshots, I think it is still better than brow. It does not prevent headshots turning into injuries, which can be relevant, but in all my time just taking 9 lives instead of brow, I have only very rarely had situations where I've got like a concussion or fractured skull or something from like a chosen that actually causes a serious problem for combat effectiveness, that the bro wasn't hurt enough that I want him, you know, sort of bailed out anyway, that I'm not giving him melee contact. So those injuries, in my mind, don't end up being that big of a deal, or I should say, I'm going to treat the bro carefully in battle from that point on, regardless of whether they had that injury. Yeah. So, but all that said, you also can take both, and that's totally fine for a fatigue neutral that kind of has, you know, low perk requirements to be working well. Yeah. So for me, on most of my forged bros, I actually take 9 lives instead of brow. Also, like, you know, most hits, 75% for most weapons, are going to hit you in the body. Almost all of the cases where your forged bros are getting the crap beat out of them, if you look at their armor, most of the damage is basically always done to body shots. And 9 lives also is, you know, helps for when RNG was unlucky for hit chance, but they still got hit in the body a bunch. So, yeah, the thing is like, most of the things that do damage to your head, that is like serious damage, you made a mistake in arranging your formation to put the bros on that risk, right? Because an Arbalester headshot is actually not that bad. You might get injured, but most of the piercing injuries aren't that bad. But you're not going to take that much damage if you get hit in the head, if you only have 9 lives. The only real risk, of course, of like proccing 9 lives way too early in a fight is a Berserker, the Zerg chain. That's a real risk. Oh, interesting. So in other words, if you would have taken stun, you just take dazed instead? Huh, that's kind of cute. Anyway, that was my treatise on 9 lives. I like it. Over brow, which is why I tend to value bro pretty low. Oh, interesting. Yeah, that's kind of cool. That's that makes it a lot better then. So let's see, what do I want to do from here? Now that I'm back here, what's my next play? As previously mentioned, I do want a couple more bros. See, and I don't value quick hands very low. I think there's tons of situations where just getting that extra attack is valuable. I don't know. I don't think I'm a believer in no quick hands. Even in the absence of spears. Anyway, that's my hot take. So I want more tools. I want to maybe take a look at just a couple more bros. So I might head east to Eberfest in Koningsland. I think I'll ignore these contracts. What was this one? West of Lutendock. The hell is that over here? Nah. We'll take a free, cute little raider fight. Should get us the next level on the gunner. Pretty sure. Yeah, I think that is a very good question. Yeah, and I think you're right. There's not enough of a sort of competitive scene or whatever to really answer it. But yeah, I don't know. Even in the presence of a large competitive scene though, what's interesting is, again, I always use this example just because it's a game I really like, but Slay the Spire, there's a handful of players that really highly value some cards much, much higher than others, or like whole play styles, for example, ways of playing the Watcher, that some are going for infinite almost to a fault, and then others are happy to just sort of take cards as they come and only do infinites if it's presented to them. So even in the even like in that context, I think they're close enough that I don't think it would be solved, so to speak. Well, okay, I mean, yeah, that's fair. Watcher. I mean, that's true. Maybe that was a bad example, but I mean, but yeah, even in Dota there are differences among, yeah, for sure. Yeah, the Watcher example is maybe a bad one because, yeah, as you said, Watcher's win rate, for those that don't know, it's like, you know, there's people who do streak. I don't know what the record is for a streak on Watcher, but it's like really, really high. All right, gunners are all online. You'll love to see it. Which will get us our ambition. This will serve us well. But yeah, definitely even in Dota there are big differences. One of the big differences with Dota compared to any turn-based game though is that like so much of it is muscle memory, like more so than the relevance of muscle memory for a turn-based game, right? The mechanics of playing Storm Spirit well lend themselves to like needing to have familiarity with playing that hero specifically. Playing something slightly suboptimal well is better than playing the best build just okay. Yeah, absolutely, for sure, for sure. As well as team dynamics, right? If someone is really good at a particular support hero that pairs well with a carry, right? If someone's really good at, you know, whatever. Yeah, for sure, for sure. All right, this is a good enough sale price where I'm gonna offload some stuff. And we've got tools. We want tools. Cheap ammo. We'll buy some of that while it's here. And there is the Swordmaster that we did not purchase previously. Slardar. Wonderful. Yeah, I get this buddy of mine who really likes Slardar. Do I pick up this Sword Master? Will he join you after having his body? We don't have to tell him. He doesn't have to know. Yeah, Dota with one hand doesn't, I can't imagine that that would go well. That doesn't feel like, yeah. Anyway. Let's grab this Swordmaster. Let's do it. Archon. Which one is Archon? I can never remember the ordering. Yeah. But no, I think I haven't done enough placement matches yet. It must be a lot, or maybe it's variable, and it's like, you used to be immortal and now you suck. What happened? So yeah, unfortunately his melee defense is about as bad as is possible for a Swordmaster, which is very disappointing. The crazy thing about that though is that like he's still fine. It's pretty bad. The melee defense being that low is definitely a downer. Yeah, that's fair. If he rolls +3s, he'll be good. He'll still be viable. Yeah, fairly sad. Definitely not great. How's the HP star? Yeah, that's true. Hasn't rolled a 1 in melee defense yet. Why would I say that? Why would I say that out loud? Why would I do that? Why would I do that? That was a stupid thing to say. I'm still gonna take all the 1s. So we'll grab 9. Grab Gifted. Do I want to grab another Resolve roll? I think I maybe do. 48 feels a smidge low. And since that's the one without the talent star, that's the one I feel a little bit obligated to take with Gifted. Let's do just a bit. He's got 9. I think it's more sus to have too low a resolve with Pessimist, personally. Okay. I think if he didn't have Pessimist, I don't know. Maybe it's different. We'll be taking the 3s from this point on. So like his hit point total won't be that bad. So let's make him functional. Give him path and then a weapon mastery. What weapon, you ask? I don't know. I might have him just replace a bro that is injured or hurt. So I kind of actually, you know, this is a little bit cart before the horse, in that I don't really quite have a suitable armor for him at the moment. I mean, I could put him in place of the tank for a little while, for a lot of fights, and just give him this gear. And I actually don't have a weapon for him either. That wouldn't just have to come from someone else. So I'm gonna leave him like this, and he'll just hang out naked in the back. You know, the company dancer. And he'll just chill there, just for a little bit. And I don't think there's anything else I want to do. And actually, you know, yeah, just hang out naked in the back. Yeah, that's a normal thing. Don't you let anyone tell you different. That's a normal thing for normal people at normal parties. Could maybe buy a rondelle. Kind of like that, because given that as an option on the Catal Bros is like kind of nice. I don't even know if I bother with a pocket shield. I wonder if I'd rather have pocket goblin poison. Whatever. On the rare case where I bring it up and they're probably dead anyway, it'll be fine. Does everyone have a dagger that I want to have a dagger? Yeah. Okay. I think actually I've been streaming for long enough. I might take a little break, get a little snack, get a little food. And actually I probably won't play anymore today. Gonna be going to a concert this evening. One of the free ones my town puts on. Very fun, very nice. Who all is playing Battle Brothers right now? Yeah, let's see. New player, max difficulty Iron Man. How far does 3K and XCOM go in this game? Not very far. Sometimes these can be real fun to watch. Perfect. Not exactly going to be high level gameplay, that's for sure. But you love to see new players, for sure. I'll be lurking in there. All right, well, to everyone here, have yourselves a wonderful day or evening, wherever you are. Ta-ta.